Well, hi again. I'm back at you with another report about fake, false news being thrown about Japan. This one is really a current event because what happened was the last time I did something, I trolled around YouTube for a while to see if there was anything I can find that was interesting about Japan. And I ran across this story that was really, really shocking because it made a claim that was obviously false. And the story basically says that Japan is levying a 300% tariff on tuna exports from Japan to the United States. Now, as soon as I saw this, I went, huh? That doesn't sound right. But as I looked around YouTube, I found out that there were at least 12 different channels reporting the same thing. And they were reporting the same basic news in the same way, using the same expressions, the same words, and all the reports were on YouTube, and there were no news reports outside of YouTube saying the same thing. Now, this is despite the fact that some of these reports on YouTube were saying things like, according to Bloomberg, there's a 300% tariff being placed on Japan exports of tuna to the United States. And I looked around Bloomberg, by the way, and there's no such report. Some people quoted the Financial Times. And, they're all tying this into Trump's tariffs and saying that this is one of the responses that Japan will have to fight against Trump's tariffs. Some of the reports took the time to work in some countermeasures that were true, like that Japan holds a whole bunch of United States treasuries that if they started selling it would cause problems for the United States, or if they refuse to buy further treasuries, it might cause some problems. Some of the reports said that, but some reports, the entire report was based upon this bogus news that Japan is levying a 300% tariff on tuna exports to the United States. As I said, all of the reports seem to be pretty similar. All of them seem to follow the same basic script, as a matter of fact. And they were saying things like Japan wanted to put restrictions on strategically important goods that the United States depends upon from Japan. And they were saying that tuna is one of them. It's not. And they were saying that Japanese tuna plays a central role in the U.S. food industry. It doesn't. And they say that most of them say that 70% of premium grade tuna going to the United States comes directly from Japan. It doesn't. As dramatic as all the reports wanted to sound, they all came across as nothing more than copy-paste AI scripts being packaged and repackaged with robot voices, some male, some female, some American accents, some British accents, often making mistakes when it came to pronouncing Japanese names. Like they have a Japanese news service here called Nikkei, and all of these reports called it Nikki. It made me think that it was coming out of Disneyland or something. But as you can see here, by all of these thumbnails and headlines, the thumbnails are very similar. And they use the same basic photographs. Some of them use exactly the same layout. Now, I don't know if that means that there's one place producing multiple news reports, or if all of these news sites are purchasing AI-generated news from some central location, or if some AI central location is providing basic templates that people are using to rearrange a little bit to make their reports sound original. But no matter what they're doing or how they're doing it, the fact that remains is that the news that they are reporting is all wrong. I mean, there's nothing to it. Now, one to give you the facts about tuna and how it's imported and exported to different countries. First of all, let's say straight: Japan has not imposed a 300% tariff on tuna exports to the United States. Japan has not imposed a 300% tariff on tuna imports from the United States. That's bogus, fake news, false news. And this is mainly because Japan is a major importer of tuna, but not from the United States. So they're not a major exporter to the United States. In fact, Japan is the world's largest tuna importer. Japan imports high-grade bluefin tuna. That's its big import. That's the one that they wants to use in its sushi shops. And the U.S. exports frozen and fresh tuna, especially yellowfin, big eye, and albacore, to Japan. Japan does not export tuna to the United States, contrary to what these people are trying to peddle. Now, sushi restaurants in America, there are those in America. Not all of them are run by Japanese, by the way. But they rely mostly upon tuna caught by international fleets operating in the Pacific and Indian Oceans and elsewhere. Much of this tuna is processed in places like Thailand, and it is not shipped out of Tokyo. Now, all of these reports, like I said, are very similar. They report similar things in the same tone, using the same words. But there is one report in particular which was really, really pretty hilarious. I mean, I got a really big bang out of it because the name of the site is The News Hub, and they try to make it sound like Japan's 300% tuna tariff is a major gut punch to the U.S. that is causing so much panic among U.S. citizens. But they can't seem to make up their mind whether it's tuna imports to the United States that are causing the problem or tuna exports from the United States that are causing the problem. They keep mixing it up. They're very melodramatic in their presentation. I'll show you some clips in a minute with some of my commentary. But on one hand, they say that this tariff is causing a shortage of tuna in the United States. And then on the other hand, they're saying it causes a shortage of tuna in Japan. And it's really hard to figure out what they're trying to do. Like I said, they do it very melodramatically and saying it in such a way like there's panic all over the world caused by this tuna tariff. But as I said, it's all wrong. It's all hype. So first of all, let's look at the news report over at. As you could probably tell, I'm fumbling around here because I'm trying this. In order to show you a clip and things like this, I have to be transitioning between different screens. I have 3 or 4 screens in front of me. I'm reading off of one, and I am projecting off of others. So please forgive me if I seem like I get flustered here every once in a while, because I am. But anyway, let's go over to this news hub and see what they have to say. I don't want to play everything that they say because it's some of it is subscribe to my channel and all that stuff, and we don't want to do that. So here we go. Let's take a look at this then.
It's Friday night in Anytown, USA. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over quiet streets as families settle in for the weekend. There's a sense of anticipation in the air, the kind that comes with familiar routines and cherished traditions. In the Miller household, Friday means one thing: sushi night.
Okay, now here we go. In the Miller household, are you going to tell me that these people here are named Miller? They don't look like Millers to me. They might be Takahashis or Chungs or something like that, but they ain't no Millers. So you can see that this guy is using stock footage. And one thing I want you to notice, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a watermark in video. And this appears in many of these 12 news sites, in the videos shown on many of these 12 news sites. And this is really important because it appeared so many times that I got to wondering, who the heck is in video? And I checked it out, and I found out who they are. They're a AI news generating site. And I went there and I generated a very short clip because I didn't want to pay them any money. But I used their free service and generated a short clip, and it was pretty funny. The resulting video looks pretty good, looks pretty slick. But, well, keep this in mind in video. We'll talk about that later.
It's a weekly ritual, a time when everyone comes together to share stories, laughter, and their favorite roles. But tonight, something is different. There's a problem that no one saw coming. Timmy, age 10, has been dreaming of spicy tuna rolls all week. He's talked about it at school, drawn pictures of sushi in art class, and even helped set the table, eager for his favorite meal. But as he looks at his empty plate, his excitement turns to confusion.
Now, excitement turns to confusion. Talk about confusion. Did you see that? Timmy, they showed a picture of a young lady, young girl, and she's not looking too happy. And then all of a sudden, the young girl turns into a young boy. As fashionable as that may be these days, it seems pretty funny that they use the name Timmy and don't even bother to put in the video of a young boy, and it's the same young boy from video to video. Now, also, they say that Timmy spent the week dreaming about sushi, thinking about sushi, drawing sushi in his art class and all this, and setting the table and expecting sushi for dinner, and when it didn't come, he made a face like this. If I had a kid this age who was running around thinking about nothing except sushi, I think I might take him to a good psychiatrist or maybe an exorcist or something like that, because that doesn't sound too healthy for a kid to be fixated on sushi. But I digress.
And disappointment. Earlier that day, Dad made his usual stop at the seafood market, expecting to pick up fresh tuna. Instead, he was met with a stark sign. Due to unforeseen import costs, we are temporarily unable to stock fresh tuna. The fishmonger could only shrug, his tray empty, his face apologetic. The Millers aren't alone. All across the country.
Now, these are the Millers. If you ask me, they look like a typical family in the U.S. that might be named Miller. It's Christmas time, too, and they're having a toast. And I wonder if Christmas time is sushi a Christmas time food? I never had it at Christmas time, though I love sushi and I like tuna. I wonder if it is a Christmas time food. I guess it could be, but it seems a little bit funny that people would have their Christmases spoiled because of a lack of sushi. But let's continue.
Families are facing the same disappointment. Kitchens that once buzzed with excitement now echo with sighs and puzzled looks. Sushi night has become a night of questions. Sushi restaurants, grocery stores, and homes everywhere are suddenly facing a tuna shortage. The familiar sight of glistening tuna behind glass has vanished, replaced by empty trays and apologetic staff. The cause? Not overfishing, not a natural.
Okay, now we'll stop it here for a while. Now this guy is really painting a melodramatic picture, and it goes on for a while. I mean, I'm not going to play the whole thing because he just keeps droning on and on and on. And I imagine maybe that's what he told AI to do. Start droning on about what a calamity it is not to have tuna and not to have sushi, and that how Americans will suffer from a shortage caused by this export ban or an export tariff from Tokyo to Washington. But like I said, I mean, it can only go on so long until it starts getting tiresome. So I'll skip ahead here a bit. Let me go on to the next part that I wanted to show you. Okay, here we go.
One political decision has left a gaping hole on American dinner plates. The absence is felt not just in taste, but in tradition and togetherness. Tuna is more than just food. It's a cultural icon, a gateway to global flavors, and the centerpiece of countless celebrations. It brings people together, sparks joy, and connects us to the wider world. Now, it's vanished, replaced by pizza, takeout, and lingering questions. The conveyor belts that once carried colorful sushi now offer only cucumber rolls, a pale substitute for what's missing. The Miller story is just one.
Okay, now Were you aware that tuna was a cultural icon in the United States or in any other country? Yeah, it's good. I love it. I eat it whenever I can, but I never thought of it as a cultural icon or a gateway to other food cultures that needs to be preserved no matter what. I mean, this is pretty hilarious, and like I said, this guy goes on for quite a while. So let's get down to his main claim, and okay, here we go.
Fish. It's about how connected and how vulnerable we really are in a world where dinner depends on decisions made far away. So, why did the tuna disappear? What chain of events led to this nationwide shortage? Let's find out and uncover the story behind the Great Tuna Blackout of 2025. The 300% tuna bomb, what does that even mean for the world of seafood, and why is everyone suddenly talking about it? In a stunning move, Japan has slapped a massive 300% tariff on all tuna imported from the United States. This isn't just a small increase or a routine trade adjustment. It's a seismic shift in the global seafood market, and it's sending shockwaves through both countries' fishing industries. This isn't a minor fee. It's a financial hand grenade tossed right into the heart of the Pacific seafood trade. The impact is immediate and dramatic, with buyers and sellers scrambling to make sense of the new reality. To put it simply, a tariff is a tax placed on imported goods. In this case, it makes American tuna astronomically expensive for Japanese buyers. So expensive, in fact, that it's almost impossible to justify purchasing it.
Now, wait a minute. What did this guy just say? Until now, it appeared that there would be a shortage of tuna. He was saying that there would be a shortage of tuna in the United States. And in the text that accompanies this video, he says that Japan is slapping a 300% tariff on Japanese tuna exports to the United States. So he said tuna would be wiped from American dinner tables. Now he is saying that tuna would be astronomically expensive in Japan. How does that work? I mean, if tuna were to be taxed going from Japan to the United States, that would mean there would be more tuna in Japan for people to buy domestically, which would mean a tuna glut, and tuna would become cheaper. Let's continue and see what else goes on here.
Imagine you're trying to sell a prized $10,000 tuna, but now, thanks to the tariff, your Japanese customer would have to pay a staggering $40,000 for the same fish. That's not just a price hike, it's a deal breaker. The result? Overnight, American...
Okay, let's take a stop here. This is really important. It's important to me because it's so hilarious. Here you have two flags. We're talking about tuna. We're talking about a trade conflict between Japan and the United States. So there's the U.S. flag. I'm sure you all recognize it. And there's this other flag. When I first saw this flag, I said, what in the heck is this? It looks like, I don't know, two whales kissing? Or maybe a slug of some sort? I really was baffled by what this is. So I took a screenshot of it and I sent it over to ChatGPT. Now, yeah, I use AI too, but not to write scripts and not to make videos. I am not an AI image. You can bet your life on that. But anyway, here's this thing. So I sent it over to AI, to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT comes back, and this is why you should never trust AI's answers completely. They say, "Oh yeah, that's the flag of Hokkaido Prefecture." And I thought, really? I've never seen that flag before. So I got on Google and I said, show me the flag of Hokkaido Prefecture. And it did, and it looks nothing like this. It looks like just some kind of a blue flower or something like that. So I go back to ChatGPT and I said, this is not the flag of Hokkaido Prefecture. So it comes back again and it says, no, you're right. Sorry about that. it's the flag of so-and-so city. I forgot the city name, in Niigata Prefecture, Japan. So, okay, I thought, better double check before I go out and shoot my mouth off. So I go and okay, show me the flag of so-and-so city in Niigata Prefecture, Japan. Totally different, totally different. So I go back to AI, ChatGPT again, and I said, wrong again. Would you like to give it another shot? And this time, it went into deeper thought. It says, thinking more deeply for a better answer, why it didn't do that in the first place, I don't know. But it comes back and it lets me know that this is not the flag of any place in Japan. It's the flag of Easter Island, which is off the coast of Chile. So yeah, first of all, don't trust AI to make your videos. It just throws some random flag out there. And if you're looking to find out what kind of flag is this, don't trust AI. In fact, that's good, if I may mention, because I do use AI, but I never trust it. If it tells me something, especially if I'm going to use it in a video or in an article, I never take what it tells me at face value. I always try to double check, and I often find out that it's wrong. And it will even argue with you, telling you that what it's saying is correct and that you're wrong. And I had a back and forth one day with AI that went on, and it finally admitted it was wrong. And after it finally admits it's wrong, it says, sorry, actually, and then it starts explaining to me why it was wrong. It's really frustrating sometimes. But from this, I just wanted to talk about this flag a little bit. Let's go on to the next part I want to show. Now, here we had it. Now, AI was saying, here, this 300% tariff is going to take tuna off the shelves of American supermarkets and off the American dinner table, even though it's a staple and a dietary icon. And then this guy goes on to say that Japanese people will be paying more for tuna. But let's go back. Now he's going to start talking about the United States again. Let's see what he has to say.
Back home, the U.S. market is suddenly flooded with high-quality fish that was meant for export. This sudden glut of supply throws the entire seafood industry into chaos. Prices swing wildly, with some sellers desperate to unload their catch and others trying to capitalize on the confusion. The ripple effects are felt from the docks to the dinner table. Chefs, suppliers, and everyday consumers are left scrambling to adapt. Restaurants have to rethink their menus, suppliers renegotiate contracts, and shoppers face sticker shock at the seafood counter. The 300% tariff isn't just a shot across the bow, it's a direct hit.
Okay, what do you think about that mumbo jumbo? If there's a 300% tariff on Japanese exports of tuna to the United States, why is there a glut? Why is there a glut in America? Why is there too much tuna in America? It just doesn't make any sense. And he says shoppers are facing sticker shock. Shoppers are facing sticker shock in America because there's a glut of tuna? I think shoppers would be delighted because tuna would be so cheap. Which one is it? I mean, this guy, like I said, this dude is all over the place. The other ones aren't as bad as this one, but this was the worst of all. This is obvious, totally obviously AI crap, written from an AI script, and it is definitely narrated by AI. Just a bunch of baloney. So that brings me to my next thing. As I told you, there was this AI, in-video watermark appearing in a lot of these videos, and it got me wondering, in-video, well, who the heck is in-video? So I looked it up, and in-video seems to be an Indian company that offers AI-generated news reports. And so I thought, well, that's pretty amazing. I mean, all these people got the same results or similar results, and they all seem to be using InVideo. So I searched around and I found InVideo's site, and they come right out and they say we offer a service that allows you to instantly turn your text input into publish-worthy videos. And it's worse than that. It's not like you take your text, write a script, and input it into InVideo. You just give InVideo a prompt. I want to make a video about this. And InVideo will make you that video. It'll generate a video. I imagine you could get you could input a script and it would make a video according to a script. I haven't tried that, but I imagine you could, the way they're talking on their website. So it's very possible that these different sites got AI to first write a script. And like I said, all of their nomenclature, all of their expressions, how they say things, the way they say things, the order in which they say them. And some of them are identical. The thumbnails are identical. So it could be that they're generating a script and then feeding the script into InVideo. That could be. But I didn't have time for that. So I started wondering, what would it do if I prompted it to create a video that said that all of the videos created by InVideo saying that there's a 300% tariff on tuna being exported to, or imported from the United States are false, that they're fake news. I wonder what it would do. I mean, I wonder if it would make it, or if they would say, does not compute or something like that. So I signed up for a free account. I wasn't about to pay anything. And the free account will only let you make a video that's like 30 seconds long or something like that. So I input this prompt, sat there, and it's churning away. I got the spinning wheel in the center of the screen. And then after that, it asked me, do you want to do this? I gave me various options, some of which I couldn't access because they were only paid options. You can subscribe, you can get a monthly subscription, or you can pay for tokens for that, and then depending on what you want to do or how much you want to do, I guess you use your tokens. So I generated a video, and if you want to see it, well, here it is.
Videos claiming Japan has placed 300% tariffs on U.S. tuna exports are completely false. This is fake news with no basis in reality.
So, there you have it. InVideo is putting out video reports that are being used by these dodgy sites. Whoa, did it get dark while I was talking? It's right in the evening now, so sorry about that. But all of these people are using this AI InVideo type of news reports. And like I said, there are 12 sites now that are all over the web, and people are commenting on it. And they're saying, yeah, go Japan, give it to Trump, and stuff like that. When it's all bogus, it's all a lie. And it makes you wonder how much of everything else that you're watching is a lie or misinformation or fake news. But like I said, as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to make a counter video as soon as possible. I hope this gets out to some people and it cuts these people off and doesn't let this lie spread too far. And if I find another one, I'll be back at you soon.